Hi everyone, welcome back. In the last tutorial, we created a new class, and this is what we have after creating it. Okay, in here we have what we call declarations, and there are two actually. The first declaration, which is this one, is what we call class declaration. And then the second declaration here is the method declaration, and specifically main method. Let me start with the class declaration, and class declaration usually starts with the access modifier called public. Now, what does public mean? Now, this class can be accessible to all classes, okay? But public is optional. You may not write or declare your class as public. And if you do so, it is by default package. Now, what happens if a class is package? Now, this class assign one is accessible to all the classes in this package. So remember, we created this class in this package called assign. So all the classes in assign package can access assign one. But again, usually we declare our class public. Oops. And then next is the keyword class, a word class. Now this is to tell the compiler that this assign one is a class. And then last is assign one, which is the name of the class. Now remember, if you are naming your class, you have to follow certain rules. Now your class, by convention, begins with a capital letter. And if your class name consists of several words, first letter of each word must be in capital letter. Also, your class name may consist of letters, digits, underscores, and dollar signs. Also remember that you cannot begin your class name with a number or digit. Also, you may not have spaces in between. So if your class name consists of three words, now you cannot have spaces between words. So that's it. These are the rules. Okay? By convention, you have to follow rules. Okay, now after declaring your class, a pair of curly braces follows. Now inside the curly braces, we have what we call the body, the class body. Now in here, there's only one in the body, which is the main method. Now let's look at the main method declaration. Again, we have an access modifier public. It means that this is the point. If you don't, oh by the way, if you don't declare your main method public, it won't run actually. It must be public, because by doing so, the Java virtual machine can identify the execution point of the program, meaning this is the start of your code. Always remember that main is being called by the compiler, nothing else, only main. So compiler knows that this is where the main is. This is the starting point or the execution point. If this is not public, then JVM or the compiler won't be able to find the main method. So it must be public. Next is the keyword static. Now, static means this class assign one where the main method is doesn't have to have an object in order for the JVM or the Java virtual machine to call main. Okay, so static meaning we are not supposed to be talking about objects. There must be no objects involved. Objects are not supposed to be created. So again, main is in a class, and this class does not have an object. JVM calls main even without creating an object of assign one. So for now, that's what I want you to remember. When we say static, we are not supposed to be talking about objects. Static main method has nothing to do with objects. Assign one may not have an object in order for the main to be called by the Java virtual machine. Okay, and then later on I will explain more about static objects so you would understand. The next is void. Now a method is void if a method is not returning anything to the caller. Now next is the main method, the main name of the method, which is the main. So main is a method because it is followed by a pair of parentheses. So you would know if it is a method or not if you see a pair of parentheses. If the word doesn't have a pair of parentheses after it, then it's just, maybe it could be a class or an identifier or a variable name. Okay, but main has one argument, and argument is inside the curly parentheses. Now, particularly main method's argument is of type string and with one identifier, which is an array. Now, I will not explain more of what this is because you will get confused. When we get to the topic array, that's the time I will explain what this is. But in the meantime, this is part of the main method declaration. Just write it as is. Okay? So I hope this video tutorial helps. See you next time. Bye bye.